Good morning and welcome back to another CSS Battle. Today we're going to be working on the target for July 26, 2024. So just taking a look at this target we have today, we've got a circle in the middle with a border around it, as well as these four smaller blue circles around it. So to start off, I'm just going to be using the built-in HTML elements. By default, we have this HTML element and the body element, even though it's not explicitly written on the page. I'm going to start off with the HTML element to create this circle in the middle. So let's start off with the background color. It's going to be this lighter blue. And let's also give it a border. It's going to be 50 pixels, solid blue. And let's also give it a border radius to turn it into a circle. It'll be 50%. And this circle's obviously much too big. We can shrink it down by using some margin. Let's try 50 pixels and 100 pixels on the sides. There we go. It looks like we have it nicely sized. So now let's skip over to the body element. We're going to be creating, just at first, we're going to be creating this right circle, and then we're going to be using some box shadow to create the rest of them. So let's start with the height and width. I'm going to start off with 80 pixels and a width of 80 pixels. Let's also give it a background. It's going to be this dark blue. This is also going to need a border radius of 50%, so we turn it to a circle. And let's position it on the right. We can do that with margin again. Let's move it down just slightly, 10 pixels, and over 100 pixels. So now we can use our box shadow to recreate these other three circles. Box shadow, and we're going to be adding three of these, one for each of the circles. So to start off, we're going to be going over 180 pixels to the left, and we're not going to be going down. We want it to be in line. There we go. So let's move on to the next one. It's going to be going over left 90 pixels, and let's go to the top. So we're going to be going up 90 pixels. And this bottom one is going to be basically the same at the top. Instead of going up, we're just going to go down 90 pixels. Remove that last comma. And there we go. You can see our three additional circles. Now we just need to add the color. We could go through and add the color to each one of these. However, there's a better way to do this. We could just use the color property and add the color here. It'll now be applied to all of these box shadows. And it looks like we have a pretty good match, although there's a couple optimizations we could make to make it a little bit shorter. For example, we could take this border radius and move it into this wildcard selector, this universal selector. Since both of our body and HTML elements are using border radius, we can just use it once inside of this universal selector, and now we can remove it from our HTML and body. One more optimization that could be made, we're using pixels for this box shadow, although you could use quarter millimeters. With pixels, you have to do px, which is 2 characters, and with quarter millimeters, you can just use q, which is just 1 character. You will have to adjust like the units to match, but you could go through and adjust all of these and save 5 characters total. And there you go. We can submit just to make sure we do have a good match. There we have it, 100% match. So yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting solution. Pretty short for how many shapes we have on the page. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.